The spoon clinks against the side of the mug. Erica stirs slowly, deliberately, her smile painted on too tightly. "Here you go, Dad," she says, sliding the cup in front of me. "Extra sugar, just how you like it." I hesitate for a beat, staring into the swirl. "Thanks," I mutter. Dylan doesn't look up from his phone. His thumbs tap away like I'm not even here. So Erica says, easing into the seat across from me, "Sleep okay?" "Fine," I reply, then sweet. Way too sweet. I glance up. She's still watching me, not casually, closely, like she's studying me. I set the cup down slowly. Little heavy on the sugar today. "Oh, I thought you liked it. Sweet," she says lightly, waving it off. "I'll remember for next time." Dylan clears his throat. "We need to talk, Dad." "Here it is." I lean back, folding my arms. "About, you know what? The investment." I sigh. "It's not an investment, Dylan. It's a gamble." "A startup," he shoots back, finally meeting my eyes. "It's a real opportunity. I've done the research. Real opportunities don't come knocking at midnight asking for 100 grand. I say, trying to keep my voice calm. Erica steps in, her voice smooth. "Dylan has a vision, and this app has already caught interest. We just need the capital to launch. I worked 40 years to build what I have." I say, "I'm not handing it over on a maybe." Dylan leans forward. "It's not a maybe. It's the future. Don't you trust me?" I hold his gaze. "I trust you. I just don't trust where this is going." He laughs, bitter, sharp. "So that's a no, it's a not now," I reply. "Maybe in a year, if things look more stable." Erica's smile fades, just a flicker. "Of course, we understand," Kay, she says quickly, but I catch the way her hand tightens around her mug. "Your mom and I worked hard to keep this family afloat," I say. "She'd want me to be careful with our savings." Dylan rolls his eyes. "You always bring her up like she's a trump card. She had more sense than the two of us combined," I say. He stands. "You're stuck in the past." I look down at the coffee. Sometimes the past's the only thing that didn't lie to me. Erica rises, smoothing her apron like we're in some 1950s sitcom. "I'll clear the dishes." Dylan storms off, muttering something under his breath. I don't ask what dot when Erica leans toward me to grab my mug. I notice the perfume stronger than usual. Sharp, lavender, and something else. Chemical. "You okay, Dad?" she asks sweetly, hand brushing my shoulder. I nod slowly. "Just tired. I think I'll lie down." She squeezes my arm. "You rest. We'll talk more later. Maybe once you've had time to think things through." I climb the stairs slower than usual, heart pounding not from age, but something heavier. I shut the door behind me and sit on the edge of the bed. I can still taste the coffee. Something about it lingers, and not in a good way. "Don't forget to dust the picture frames, Erica. They collect the most pollen." I paused at the foot of the stairs. That was my voice inside my own head, mocking myself, 'cause I never asked her to clean anything. And yet, here she was, wiping every surface like she owned the place. "I already did those," she whispered. "Do them again?" Dylan replied, low and clipped. "He's watching." I stepped away before they noticed I was close. I pretended to shuffle my slippers loudly before walking into the kitchen. "You two, cleaning again?" I asked as I opened the fridge. Erica beamed too fast. "Just tidying. This place is so big. I figure I should help more." Didn't know dusting the guest room included checking the file cabinet drawers. I muttered. Her smile didn't even twitch. "Oh, I was just looking for pens, right?" Dylan walked past me and grabbed a water bottle without saying a word. No eye contact. No grunt, just cold silence. "Everything okay?" I asked him directly. He shrugged. "Fine." I sat at the table watching him sip. "You're not still mad about the money, are you?" He didn't answer. Erica moved behind me. I heard the clink of silverware being rearranged in drawers. "For no reason. I told you," I said. Still watching Dylan. "It's not about trust. It's about timing." "Timing," he scoffed. There is no right time to build a future. You either do it or you sit around and rot. Excuse me? Erica stepped in. He didn't mean that. I think he did, I said, my voice lower. Dylan stared me down. You don't see it, do you? You sit in this big house guarding every penny like it's some sacred treasure. It is sacred, I snapped. Your mother and I worked our hands raw for this. We built every brick of this life. She's gone, he said flatly. And you're clinging to memories while everything passes you by. My chair creaked as I stood. I made her a promise. To protect this family, this home, and everything we saved for. Erica cut in sweetly. We just want to help carry that legacy. I glared at her. By forcing me to hand over my life's work, she blinked. And for the briefest second, something in her eyes changed sharp, cold. Calculating dot, Dylan turned and walked away. No apology. No explanation. Later that evening, I stayed quiet and listened. They thought I was asleep. Did you ask about the other accounts? Erica whispered in the hallway. No. He'll shut down even more if I push. You said he was losing it, she hissed. He should have forgotten by now. My chest tightened. He's not giving us the money, Dylan muttered. He will, one way or another. Then she said it. It'll all be ours soon anyway. I didn't sleep that night. I sat in the dark, staring at the ceiling. My wife's photo rested on the nightstand. I picked it up gently. Did you know this would happen? I whispered. Did you see this coming? She had warned me once, don't confuse love with loyalty. They're not always the same. I should have listened harder. By morning, I was different. Not scared. Not even angry. Just ... aware. They thought I was too old to notice, too soft to fight, too tired to protect what was mine. Let them think that. Let them believe they were winning. It was the perfect cover. And now I'd start watching them just as closely as they were watching me. Where the hell did I put those glasses? I muttered as I searched the study, brushing aside stacks of unopened mail, old photo albums, and my late wife's favorite vase. The room hadn't changed in years until recently. Now things were always slightly out of place. I crouched down to check beneath the desk. That's when I noticed the light. A soft blue glow from the back of the desktop tower. The USB port. Something was plugged in. I leaned in, just a regular flash drive. No label, nothing special. Probably Dylan's. I almost ignored it. But something made me stop. I sat down and opened the folder. Retirement plan. I clicked. There were files, dozens of them. PDFs, spreadsheets, emails, and audio recordings. My heartbeat slowed, like my body knew what my brain didn't yet. I opened the first document. Plan Overview Reallocation of Paternal Assets. I froze Phase 1, Establish Narrative of Declining Mental Health. Phase 2, Secure Financial. Power of Attorney through Legal Counsel. Phase 3, Transfer funds to shared account under Dylan and Erica's names. Phase 4, Relocate subject dad to long-term care facility, non-private. Phase 5, Liquidate real estate and equity for reinvestment purposes. I read it twice. Relocate, relocate. I wasn't a person to them. I was a burden. A problem with a price tag. I opened an audio file labeled Erica-voice note 1. Double quotes. Her voice came through, clear and syrupy. He's old. He's forgetful. We document everything, missed names, mixed up dates, shaking hands. The more we gather, the easier the case. We'll have a doctor write something up. My stomach turned. Click. I don't care if he gets upset, Dylan. You said we'd be done with this by March. He doesn't even know we moved the savings already. Do you want Noah to wait another decade to get what's ours? Noah? My grandson. Click. Once he's in a home, we'll say he didn't know what he was signing. Nobody questions the son. I pushed away from the desk. My breathing came fast. Sharp. I pressed my palms to the armrests, grounding myself. I couldn't break. Not yet. I clicked the email tab. A subject line read, "Final steps before." Commitment, sent from Erica's email to Dylan. The doctor at Maple Glen says we only need 2 more incidents documented. Keep the coffee going. I'll fake the tremors if I have to. He'll sign the papers soon. Love you. I stared at the screen. They weren't just waiting for me to die. They were planning it, legally, quietly, with fake affection and poisoned smiles. I sat in silence for a long minute. The only sound the low hum of the ceiling fan. Then I pulled out my phone and called Leon. "Leon, it's me. You sound off. What's going on? Need you to come by, quietly. Bring a portable drive and a notepad. Are you okay?" "No," I said, "but I will be." I saved every file, every audio note, every email dot. Then I erased the access history, unplugged the drive, and slid it into my desk drawer. Dylan came in an hour later. "You find your glasses?" he asked, walking straight to the fridge. "No," I said, keeping my voice steady. "Guess? I'll get a new pair. Try not to lose the new ones," he muttered. Erica followed him in. Her voice was sugar again. "Need anything, Dad?" Looked at her. "No, I'm good." She smiled. "You sure? Was just about to brew you some tea." I met her eyes. "No thanks. I think I'll stick with water from now on." She blinked, then nodded slowly. "Suit yourself." I left the room before my hands could shake, back in the study. I sat down at the desk. They thought I was weak. They thought I was old. They thought they were smarter. But they made one mistake. They left the folder open. And now I was the one writing the plan. "Did I already take my pills?" Kai asked aloud, holding the bottle close to my face. Erica glanced over her shoulder. I think you did, Dad." I scratched my head. Can't remember." Shook the bottle, listening to the pills rattle. "Maybe I'll just wait till tomorrow." She smiled politely, but I saw it. That flicker. A hint of satisfaction. That was the game now. They thought I was losing it. So I started giving them what they wanted. "Where's the remote?" I mumbled the next evening. "It's in your hand, Dad," Dylan said slowly. Like I was 5. "Oh," I muttered, "right?" He looked at Erica and nodded, as if they'd confirmed something. I let them believe I was slipping. I mixed up names on purpose. It's called Erica Marie, my late wife's just once. The way she looked at me when I said it told me everything. She leaned into it. Double quotes. "Oh, poor thing," she whispered to Dylan when she thought I couldn't hear. "It's getting worse." I smiled to myself later that night. Let them think they were winning. Double sugar. It's just like yesterday, Erica chirped, placing my coffee on the table. "Hope it helps you feel a little more alert." I nodded. "You're sweet." She smirked. "Only for you." I waited until she left the room, then poured the coffee down the sink. The following day, Dylan sat beside me on the porch. "Dad, have you ever thought about organizing your will?" "Why? You planning on killing me off early?" I chuckled. He laughed too loud. "No, I mean ... just in case." "In case what?" I asked, squinting. "You know, something happens, like me losing my mind." He hesitated. "That's not what I meant. You're sure?" "I'm just saying Leon's a great lawyer, but maybe it's time for someone ... newer." "Leon's been with me for 30 years. I said he's not just my lawyer. He's family." Dylan forced a smile. "Right? Of course." Later that evening, I pulled out my phone and dialed the old number. "Leon speaking." "It's me," I whispered. "Need a favor? You free tonight? Always want me to come over." "No, let's meet at Benny's Diner, 9 sharp." He paused. "That serious?" "Yes." The diner smelled like burnt toast and old secrets. Leon was already in the booth, sipping black coffee. "You look like hell," said as I slid in. "You should see the inside of my head." He leaned in. "Tell me." I handed him the USB drive. "Everything's on their emails, voice notes, plans to ship me off to a care home and take everything." He narrowed his eyes. "Dylan." "And Erica?" He shook his head. I always knew that woman was too smooth. I want to document everything, I said. Quietly. I'm recording them now. You're wearing a wire. No, just my phone. It's voice memo app. I keep it running in my shirt pocket. He smirked. You old devil. I need your help. Locking everything down. New will. Emergency contacts. Guardianship over my accounts. He nodded. Consider it done. And if something happens to many things suspicious, I want it public. Done. We sat in silence a moment, both of us staring at the ugly vinyl menu like it held answers. They think I'm an old fool, I muttered. Let them, Leon said. That's your power. Back home, I kept up the act. Did I eat lunch today? I asked Erica the next morning. She patted my hand. Yes, Dad. Tuna sandwich, remember? Oh, right. I thought it was peanut butter. She smiled at Dylan across the room. It's definitely fading. Later that night, I recorded them whispering. In the hall, he's barely functioning. Erica whispered. He'll sign anything now. It's just a little longer, Dylan said. Keep the sugar coming, she replied. I smiled in the dark. Let them keep testing me. I was done playing their game. Now they were playing mine. Leon leaned forward in the booth, tapping the USB drive against his coffee mug. You've got a strong case already. This stuff is gold. But I still don't get why you're holding back the money. You're not broke, right? I smirked. The funny part, the $100,000 Dylan keeps begging for. It's not even mine. Leon raised a brow. What do you mean? It's Noah's. Noah, his kid. I nodded. That money came from Marie's side. She set it up before she put it in a trust. Said if anything ever happened to me or to Dylan, Noah would. Still have something to start life with. Leon rubbed his forehead. So he's trying to steal from his own son. Exactly. And he doesn't know it. Neither does Erica. Leon let out a low whistle. They're digging their own graves. I stirred the sugar into my untouched tea. They think I'm guarding it out of pride. But really, I'm guarding it because Marie made me promise. Leon leaned back. How locked down is this trust? Rock solid. It's set to release when Noah turns 25. It's not a penny before that. The paperwork's in my safety deposit box, untouchable. And Dylan thinks it's part of your savings. I nodded. That's why I laughed the first time he asked for it. Leon chuckled. And now he's gone full wolf. Unbelievable. A cuss, the one pushing harder. She's the planner. Cuss, Dylan's just greedy. So what's your move? I looked at him. We keep letting them believe I'm weak. Let them. Sweat. When the time comes, I want it to blow up right in their faces. Leon leaned forward again. You sure about this? You want to hit them that hard? They were ready to put me in a home, Leon. They were going to drug me, sell the house, and fake my signature. For money that was never theirs to begin with. He nodded. Fair enough. Besides, I said, Noah deserves better than parents who'd steal his future. Have you talked to him lately? I shook my head. Erica won't let him visit anymore. Says he acts up around me. Leon scoffed. Probably because the kid still has a soul. He's sharp, quiet, observant, just like Marie was. Leon smiled. You think he knows? I paused. Maybe not the whole thing, but I think he senses the storm. Back home, I sat on the porch flipping through old pictures of Noah. His 6th birthday, that toy train I built him, the crooked grin with 2 teeth missing. Dylan walked out, beer in hand. You okay? I nodded, just thinking about Noah. He tensed. What about him? You see him lately? We've been busy. It's too busy for your own son. He looked away. We're trying to build something. What? My back. He rolled his eyes. You know what? Forget it. As he turned to go, I called out, You ever wonder where that $100,000 came from? He paused. I smiled faintly. Ever think it wasn't mine to give? He turned slowly. What are you talking about? Nothing. It's just a thought. He walked back inside without a word. That night, I pulled the envelope from my drawer. Marie's handwriting still on the front. For Noah when he's ready. Inside were the original trust documents. and a note in her handwriting. If you're reading this, it means I'm gone, and you're doing what you always do, protecting someone. Keep your promise. Guard this with your life. Our grandson deserves better than borrowed love and shallow dreams. Love. Emma ran my fingers across her signature. They thought this money was power, but to me, was a promise. A line in the sand, and no matter how close Dylan and Erica got, they would never cross it because it was never theirs to begin with. Sit down, Dad. Let me take care of everything. Erica took the coffee pot from my hand before I could pour it. Her voice was extra smooth that morning, sweet like syrup covering something rotten. You don't need to fuss, I said slowly. Settling into the kitchen chair, I insist. She smiled, grabbing a cup and reaching for the sugar. Relax. You've earned it. Dylan strolled in behind her, yawning. You okay, Dad? You look pale. Didn't sleep well, I replied. Must be the weather. Erica stirred my coffee extra long, then set it down with a wink. Drink. Up. I nodded, cupped the mug in both hands, and lifted it halfway to my mouth. I sniffed it instead. Oh, something else metallic and off? Smells strong, I muttered. I figured you needed a kick, she said, laughing. You've been dozing off a lot. Yeah, Dylan added, leaning on the counter. You sure you're feeling all right lately? I shrugged. I guess I'm just getting old. Erica beamed. Exactly why you shouldn't have to worry about anything. Let us handle the stress. I nodded again and took a sip, just one. Then I waited a beat, grabbed my chest, and slumped forward in the chair. Dad? Erica stepped closer. I groaned faintly, let my head droop. Dylan, she hissed. Help me. I heard him rush over. They were whispering now. Call someone. She said, but wait, maybe not yet. My eyes remained shut. I don't think it's serious, Dylan whispered. He's just groggy. Erica's voice dropped lower. It's working. That's when I twitched on purpose and let out a cough. Slowly, I lifted my head. What's working? Erica's face dropped all color. Dylan stammered. He's awake. I blinked, dazed. What happened? You fainted, Erica. Blurted. We were worried. I sat upright. Strange. Coffee hit harder than usual. No, she said quickly. You probably stood too fast. I nodded slowly. Maybe. That afternoon, I waited until they left for a grocery. Run. I walked into the kitchen and opened the spice drawer where Erica always kept her personal blend of tea herbs. There it was. It's a small brown bottle with a handwritten label, Calm Drops. I unscrewed the cap and sniffed. Bitter, not herbal. Medicinal. I poured a bit into a spoon and tasted the tiniest dab. My tongue went numb, so I did what I should have done days ago. I poured the rest of my coffee from that morning into a container and drove straight to the pharmacy down the block. The young tech at the counter raised an eyebrow. You want to talk? Screen on coffee. I just need to know if there's anything in it that shouldn't be. She hesitated, then nodded. Give me 20 minutes. I paced the sidewalk like a caged dog, heart thumping like a war drum. 20-5 minutes later. She called me back in double quotes, sir, ... There are traces of zolpidem in this. Zolpidem. I asked, it's a sleep medication. Prescription only. High dosage. I swallowed. How long would something like that stay in someone's system? A few hours? But in older adults, it could lead to confusion, dizziness, even fainting. Why? I smiled faintly. No reason. That night, I let Erica bring the cup to me like usual. Extra cinnamon, she chirped, to calm your nerves. Thank you, I replied. She sat across from me, folding her hands neatly. Dylan scrolled through his phone beside her. I've been meaning to ask, I said softly. Where'd you learn to brew such strong coffee? She tilted her head. Just experimenting. I raised the cup but didn't sip. Funny thing. The last few times I drank this, I had the oddest dreams. I nodded. Felt like I was falling. Dylan looked up. That's just age, Dad. Maybe, I said, then locked eyes with Erica. Or maybe it's the medication. She froze. Just for a second, then smiled wider. What medication? The one that tastes like copper. Dylan straightened. What are you talking about? I leaned forward. Zolpidem. You familiar with it? No one spoke. I had my coffee tested, I said calmly. You wouldn't believe the results. Erica's face twitched, but she held her expression. That's absurd, is it? And Dylan snapped. Are you accusing us of something? Not at all, I said. Just thinking out loud. You know how forgetful I've been? Neither of them spoke. Not for a long time. Finally, Erica stood. Maybe we should all get some rest. Good idea, I said. After all, it's working. Her head jerked slightly. I smiled. Let the games continue. Leon sat across from me in his office. Glasses. Perched low on his nose. You sure about this? Dead sure. He tapped his pen. You want to cut Dylan and Erica out completely? Yes. Every last dime. He leaned back. All right. So where's it going? To Noah, I said. But not right away. Leon raised an eyebrow. Explain. He's 17 now. I want the estate to transfer when he turns 25. Not before. No one touches it till then. Especially not his parents. He nodded. You want to? Set up a trust with a timed release. Got it? Contingencies. If anything happens to him before that, it goes to a youth mental health foundation. Nothing goes back to Dylan. Not even ashes. Leon smirked. Harsh, necessary, he scribbled. A few notes, okay. What about power of attorney? You still want me listed? Only you, I said. No backups. Don't trust anyone else. He glanced up. You've thought this through? I nodded. I've lived it through. He slid a stack of papers toward me. Let's make it official. I took the pen, read every line twice, then signed my name with a steady hand. Leon leaned forward. So what's next? I need surveillance cameras installed, discreet ones. Bedroom, hallway, kitchen, inside the house. Yes, he whistled. You really think they'll try something? They already did. I want every second. Recorded from now on. I know a guy, he said. Quiet, efficient, cash payment, no digital trail. Perfect. And the check-in system. Daily texts. If I don't respond within 2 hours, you show up. Leon nodded. Preferably. The next morning, I acted like nothing had changed. Erica handed me my coffee. I smiled. Thanks, sweetheart. Dylan joined me at the table, grumbling. Can we talk about that will now? I sipped. What about it? You said you'd consider updating it. I did. His eyebrows rose. Really? Yep. Spoke to Leon. Took care of everything. Erica stepped in from the hallway, drying. Her hands. That's great. Did you mention you're both in there? I lied. Big letters. She smiled wide. That's a relief. Dylan leaned back. Knew you'd come around. I just want peace of mind, I said. Erica rubbed my shoulder. That's all we want too. That afternoon, I let the camera guy in through the back. His name was Marcus. Quiet, quick, no questions. Where do you want eyes? He asked. Top of the kitchen cabinet angled toward the stove. One in the hallway covers all the bedroom doors. K, and one in the study. He nodded. Motion activated, microphone too. Cass, especially in the kitchen. Done by tonight. Key was gone within hours. Clean work. No wires showing. That night, I turned off the lights and sat in my study. Watching the live feed on a hidden tablet, they whispered in the hallway again. Are we close? Erica asked. He's softening. Dylan muttered. Mentioned us in the will. She grinned. Then we push. The next day, I sat with Dylan alone on the porch. I need you to sign something, I said, holding out a paper. He looked wary. What is it? It just confirms you'll help with my medical decisions if needed. Leon suggested it. He hesitated. You trust me with that? I smiled. You're my son, aren't you? Hey, he signed without reading. I tucked the paper in too. My jacket pocket. Thanks, kid. He grinned. Glad you're starting to see we're on your side. Later, I scanned the paper and filed it away. It was blank on purpose. Just a decoy. I'd given him a page from an old real estate agreement, no legal power. I only wanted one thing, to see if he'd read it. He didn't. Now I knew for sure that next night I updated Leon. They bought it. He laughed. Of course they did. They think I've lost it, but I'm playing chess. They're playing checkers. Leon leaned in. You ready for the next phase? Almost. Just need one more recording? You think Erica will slip up? She already has. Morning, Dad. Erica chirped, humming as she placed a fresh cup of coffee in front of me. Extra special blend today. It's just for you. I smiled and nodded. Smells rich. I brewed it myself, she said. A little cinnamon, just how. You like it? I wrapped my hands around the warm mug, gave it a sniff, then glanced toward the hallway. Be right back, I muttered, standing up slowly. She waved me off. Take your time. In the hallway, I slipped into the laundry room. The second cup, my real one, was already there. Hidden behind the detergent. I swapped them quickly, then walked back out with the new cup. When I sat down again, Erica didn't blink. She just smiled like a satisfied cat. Dylan's coming, she said. Don't drink it all without him. Wouldn't dream of it. I said. A moment later, Dylan shuffled in, yawning. Smells like dessert in here. Erica beamed. Try some. I made it strong today. He raised an eyebrow. For me or for Dad? She laughed. Why not both? I slid the switched cup toward him. Want a sip? It's good. He hesitated. Nah, you enjoy it. Come on, I said, smiling. Just a little taste. He looked at Erica. You said this one was for him. Her smile faltered. It's fine, just taste it. Dylan scratched his neck. Maybe later. I stared at him. What's wrong? Scared of your wife's special recipe? He flinched. Don't be ridiculous. I leaned back and take a sip. He didn't move. Erica turned, suddenly tense. He said he didn't want any. I looked from one to the other. They always say it helps me sleep. Maybe he needs rest too. Dylan swallowed. I'm fine, really? I asked. Because you're sweating. Enough. Erica snapped. Silence dropped over the kitchen like a blade. She slammed her hands on the table. You said he wouldn't notice. Dylan's eyes widened. Erica, you told me it'd be easy, she screamed. Said he wouldn't. Ask questions. He stood up fast. I didn't know you were putting that much in. You stood there and let me do it. I thought it was harmless. You thought wrong? Ah. I stayed still, hands folded on the table. Finally, I whispered, Dot. Erica spun toward me. What? I reached into my robe pocket and pulled out the tablet, tapped the screen. The live feed played instantly, her voice, her hands slamming the table, her words. You said he wouldn't notice. Dylan backed away. What is that? Security footage, I said calmly. Kitchen cam. High definition. Erica looked like a cornered animal. You've been recording us? Every word. You've had this planned? She spat. For weeks. Dylan ran his hands through his hair. This is insane. No, I said. What you did was insane. You drugged my coffee. I didn't touch it. He shouted, but you knew, I said, and you let it happen. Erica's voice cracked. We needed the money. You tried to take it. Poison me into signing things I wouldn't remember. We thought you were going to die anyway, she yelled. The room went quiet. Dot, Dylan whispered. Erica, you said it yourself. She snapped at him. You said, what's the point? Of waiting if he doesn't even know where he is anymore. He looked at me, pale. I never meant that literally. I stood slowly. But you meant it. Erica backed away, trembling. You can't prove anything. I held up the tablet. Want to bet? Dylan grabbed her arm. We're leaving. You're not going anywhere, I said. Not yet. He froze. What does that mean? Already sent copies of everything to Leon. Video, audio, and a written summary. If I go quiet, he goes loud. You wouldn't. I would. They both stared at me like I was someone else. Maybe I was. Maybe they made me this. I walked too. The sink poured out the tainted coffee, then rinsed the cup. You should have just asked for help, I said softly. We did. Erica shrieked. You said no, so you decided to kill me. She didn't answer. I looked at Dylan. And you? He dropped his head. I don't know anymore. No, I said. You never did. Leon closed the laptop slowly, eyes scanning my face. This is more than enough. You're sure? He nodded. The audio, the video, the meds. The intent is clear. Then we take it to the police, I said. But no arrests, not yet. He narrowed his eyes. You're letting them walk? I want them to feel it. Know their one breath. Away from losing everything, you're playing with fire. I looked him dead in the eye. So were they. At the station, the detective leaned back after watching the final clip. You sure you don't want us to bring them in today? He asked. I'm sure. Why wait? I exhaled. Because fear eats slower than handcuffs. He nodded. We'll open a file, quietly. You give the word, we move. Thank you. Back home, I found Dylan sitting alone on the porch, staring out at the street. Where's Erica? I asked. He didn't look at me. Packed a bag, said she needed air. I sat beside him. Funny, she never liked the air here. He glanced at me, then away again. Are you going to press charges? Should I? He rubbed his face. I didn't poison you, but you watched her do it. I didn't know how far she'd go. Then why didn't you stop her? He looked down. 'Cause I thought I needed her. To do what? Kill your father. He winced. She told me you were hiding money, said you were trying to cut us out, that you'd already changed the will. She wasn't wrong. He looked up. You did. I nodded. Weeks ago, he swallowed hard. She said if we didn't act first, you'd leave us with nothing. So you signed off on drugging. Me, I didn't. He paused. I was scared of being broke. I asked, of losing everything? He whispered. I pulled the printed email from my coat pocket and placed it on the table between us. He stared at it. What's this? Your email to Erica, titled Timeline and Dosage. You attached a chart. He didn't speak. You calculated how long it would take to build a pattern of confusion. You even suggested she add it to tea if I got suspicious. His eyes filled, but he didn't cry. I didn't know what else to do. Talk to me, like a man. I thought you'd never forgive me. I laughed bitterly. You didn't even give me the chance. He stood and paced. So what now? You drag me to court. Ruin my life. No. I want you to live with it. He blinked. What does that mean? It means every day you'll wake up knowing the only reason you're not in jail is because I let you walk away. He opened his mouth, then closed it again. I continued. You wanted the money? It was never yours. It was Noah's. His head snapped toward me. What? The 100 grand? Protected under Marie's trust. You tried to steal from your own son. He sat down hard. I didn't know. I know you didn't. Because you never asked. You just took. He stared into his hands. I messed everything up. No, I said quietly. You destroyed everything. The sun dipped lower, shadows stretching across the yard. I loved you, I said. Even when you disappointed me. Even when you failed. I know. I forgave you more times than you'll ever realize. He finally looked at me. Are you telling me all this now because you need to hear it? And because it's the last time I will. His lip quivered. Are you cutting me out for good? I stood. You cut yourself out. He dropped his head. I turned to walk away, then paused. One more thing. What? If you ever try to contact Noah about that money, if you so much as mention it, I'll hand everything to the police? He nodded slowly. I won't. I walked inside, closed the door behind me, and locked it. For the first time in weeks, the silence felt like peace. Thanks for coming, I said. Opening the door, Noah stepped in, taller than I remembered. His Marie's eyes met mine with quiet curiosity. "Hi, Grandpa." I hugged him tight. "Missed you, kid." Behind him stood his mother, Valerie. She gave a cautious nod. "Hi, Harold. Glad you both could make it." I said, "Let's sit. It won't take long." We settled in the living room. I'd made sure the couch faced the dining table. Dylan and Erica were already seated, they're waiting. Tense. "What is this?" Erica asked, arms folded. "A family reunion." "In a way," I said, taking my seat between the two groups. "We're here to talk." "As a family?" Dylan frowned. "This feels like a setup." "That's because it is." Erica stood. "Not doing this. Sit," I said firmly. "You'll want to hear this." She paused, then dropped back into her chair. I turned to Noah. "Do you know why I asked you here?" He shook his head. "Not really. You're 17 now. Almost grown. And there's something you deserve to know." I reached into my coat pocket and pulled out the folded trust documents. "This is yours." Noah took the papers slowly. "What is it, your future?" "Your grandmother set it up before she died. It's $100,000 in your name. Protected, untouchable until you turn Dylan's face went pale. "What?" Erica's jaw dropped. "Wait, what money?" "I told you the money wasn't mine to give," I said, looking at Dylan. "You just never listened. Did you let me beg for it?" he said, voice shaking. "You let Erica poison me for it." I snapped back. Erica shot up. "We didn't poison you." "Sit down," I said coldly, "or I'll call them in now." Her eyes darted toward the window. "Yeah," I nodded. "The police are nearby, waiting on my word." Valerie looked at me, stunned. "Harold, is this true?" I nodded. They were drugging me, slowly, hoping to get me declared incompetent so they could take everything. Dylan's voice cracked. "I didn't want to go that far." "But you did," I said, "and now I want Noah too. Hear every word of it." Erica turned on him. "You told me he was hiding money. You went along with it," he snapped. "You said he'd never figure it out. I didn't think she'd left it for Noah." "You didn't think at all." "Enough," I barked. They both froze. I turned to Noah. "This is what your father and stepmother did. For money that wasn't even theirs." Noah looked at them with disgust. "You tried to take my future." "It's not what it looks like," Dylan said weakly. Noah stood. "It looks exactly like what it is." Valerie spoke, her voice trembling. "We trusted you to be in his life." "I never wanted to hurt him," Dylan said. "But you did," she replied. Erica folded her arms. "This is ridiculous. You're humiliating us in front of a child." "He's not a child anymore," I said. "He's the only one in this room with a conscience." Dylan's eyes welled up. "Dad, please, just ... Let us make it right." I stood. "You had every chance." "We were desperate," he said. "You were greedy," I corrected. Erica hissed. "So, what now?" "You kick us out." "No," I said calmly. "I give you a choice." They both looked at me. "Leave. Today, no lawyers. No contact. You disappear. You never speak to me or Noah again. And I won't press charges." Erica scoffed. "You don't have the guts." I held up the tablet, playing a clip of her voice. "You said he wouldn't notice." Her face went white. "I do now." She turned to Dylan. "Well," he looked at the ground. "We should go, Dylan. We lost." Erica grabbed her purse and stormed out without another word. Dylan followed her to the door, then turned. "Back. I'm sorry, Dad. I really am." I nodded once. "Tell it to yourself. You're the one who needs to live with it." He left. Silence fell. Noah stood by the window, still holding the papers. ... "This is really mine. All of it." I said, "When the time is right." He looked at me. "You didn't have to do this." "Yes, I did." Valerie wiped her eyes. "Thank you, Harold." I nodded. Marie would have done the same. They left not long after I stood alone in the doorway. Watching them walk down the path, for the first time in a long while, the house felt whole, even if it was a little emptier. The kettle whistled softly. I reached for it, steady hands wrapping around the warm metal. No one hovered over my shoulder. No one stirred the cup for me. No fake smiles. No extra sugar, just me. I poured the hot water into the mug. Watching the steam rise, the smell of coffee filled the kitchen. Not too strong, not too sweet. Just right. I stirred slowly, savoring the rhythm, then carried the cup to the table outside. The wind nudged the trees. Inside, peace held its place like an old friend. I took my first sip clean, real, for the first time in weeks. I didn't taste fear. A knock echoed faintly. I opened the front door just wide enough to see the mailman wave. "Morning." "Mr. Harlan." "Morning, quiet day, the quietest." He smiled. "That's the best kind." I nodded and took the envelopes, then locked the door behind me. Click, twist, done. I returned to the table, coffee still warm. "Why didn't you call the cops?" Leon had asked me yesterday. I'd smiled. "'Cause they'll punish themselves. Better than any court ever could." "You sure about that?" "They have to live with what they did, every second. That's a harsher sentence than prison." He paused, then nodded. "You're colder than I thought." "No," I said. "I'm just finished being warm for people who use it against me." I ran my hand over the table's edge-worn smooth over decades of dinners, arguments, and laughter. Marie's side had a small chip in it. From when she accidentally banged a casserole dish, you never replaced it. She used to say, "Gives it character." I'd tell her, she would have liked today. She always hated liars. The tablet blinked. On the counter, motion detection was still active. I tapped the screen, empty hallway, still and silent, just how I wanted it. I took another sip. "You okay, old man?" I muttered aloud. I chuckled at myself. Maybe I'd gone soft. Or maybe I'd gotten sharper than I'd ever been. The truth had come out clean and brutal. Dylan had tried to fix his face on the way out, but the cracks were deep. His eyes didn't hold pride anymore, just the weight of choices that couldn't be undone. And Erica. She never even looked back. That told me everything. I rose, grabbed the key from the hook by the back door, and stepped outside. A short walk to the shed. The morning breeze kissed my face, no tension, no games. Inside the shed, I unlocked the steel cabinet, pulled out the flash drive, the original files, recordings, and backup copies still sealed in a labeled envelope. I placed it in a fireproof box, then shut the door and locked it again. Not for revenge, just insurance. I wasn't stupid. Back inside, I sat again. The phone buzzed. "Noah. Can I visit this weekend?" "Just us. I smiled. "Me, of course. It's coffee and pie." I looked around the kitchen. Still a little too clean, too quiet. But it was mine again. Mine. Every inch of this house had survived lies, poison, and betrayal. And now it would heal with me. I stood once more, walked to the mirror by the front door, and stared at my reflection. Lines deeper, eyes clearer. I didn't want revenge, I said quietly. I wanted truth. I wanted dignity. I nodded once, and now I have both. I turned off the lights, locked the door again, and walked back to the kitchen, sat down, lifted my cup, took the final sip. It was bitter, strong, honest, just like me.